ebyalimba obuziga bwonna bwe yeekabyakabya ku press conference buziga bwa kirogo era ddamu kiri kye twamugambye okitegeera tuziyita crocodile tears tetuli scared toyinza tulopa n'owangula compensation z'osaba ne woba batugambye kuwa butula tetubugaba.
Hi guys, welcome to my channel. How are you doing? Muli mutya? Ensonga muziraba? Ekkomera muliraba? Muliwulira? I hope you guys are doing fine, man. Uganda tuli mu vibes. We are just in prison, jail vibes. Tuli mu vibes za komera. So guys, thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. Maybe subscribing. I have about 24-25 subscribers, and that's very good. And I see some views coming through. Next, have a comment. Commenting. You don't have anything to say about it. In the Sijabba, I will not give you criminal libel. Sijabba nonya, mochitegera. Njabba sonyiwa. Bene yemogera. Njabba sonyiwa. Anyway, let me bring you up to speed to this about what is happening. So, last week, gossip show presenter Case and two other guys were remanded at Titalaf prison, and this came as a result of some utterances or statements that these three people mentioned on one of their shows on Sanyuka TV. So these three presenters actually belong to Next Media, which basically whose flagship product is NBS TV and Sanyuka TV. So on one of these TV stations, these people were commenting on a Ugandan artist called Mulangira Suna. Mulangira Suna, to me, in my own opinion, I think is a seasoned artist whom Ugandans have refused to appreciate based on his talent. He has a good voice. He's really a good guy when it comes to music. But this guy has literally, I think he had only 1 minute of his fame, and that minute went and did not come back again. And since that time, he's been really struggling to make ends meet here and there. He's been out of the music scene. He has done during the coronavirus period. That period when things were really tight. Artists were locked out, so he was the first artist, I think, to do a virtual show in Uganda. But I think that didn't go well because clearly didn't bring monetary value to him. And after that, he went silent allegedly says he's into production, writing songs, and he has this music group called White House. So basically, there's been nothing to show, like in terms of music. He has had some songs that have not become hits. And in Uganda, the how do you call it? The model, the business model for artists is shows and concerts. But as you can tell, from the time the lockdown happened, there have been no shows. And even before the lockdown happened, Mulangira Suna was not hitting any shows, because abadde in music nenga, I think there's something which is something very complicated to understand about Mulangira Suna. The guy has good music, but people don't like the music. You don't hear it anywhere. You may hear it once in a while, but clearly, the music is not famous. I could say that his name is more famous than his music. Yeah. So clearly, there's not been something that has been going on. That is something. Clearly, there's nothing that has been going on for him. For him to come out one day and to say that, I have a house and I'm constructing a very big, actually a multi-million project. Case and his other colleagues, commented on the show and said that house actually does not belong to Mulangira Suna. The house actually belongs to a certain sugar mommy, an older woman that supposedly married Mulangira Suna, and gave him all the money that he actually in turn is using to build the houses and whatever. And then Ismail Access basically said it's witchcraft that is helping him, if at all he's doing anything to do with construction, anything that shows that he has money. It's just a result of witchcraft, which he said that they actually have a shrine at their home where he comes from. Well, this didn't go well with Mulangira Suna. The guy cried on camera, and he went on several media houses, took them to where he was constructing this house in Munyonyo, showed them his future plans for the house, how he intends to use it and put it into use, basically trying to prove a point that it's his house. Yeah, but I think these people are not buying it. So I think after he struggled to prove to these people that this thing I'm constructing is actually mine, this is my money. When it didn't work out, he took the law into his, I don't know whether he took the law into his hands or I don't know how to describe it. He issued an arrest warrant for Case and the two of his colleagues, and as I speak right now, they'll be produced in court on 15th October 2021. Just as we were still trying to wrap our heads around that incident of arresting Case and his group, he also issued an arrest warrant for Ismail Access. Ismail Access is a blogger in Uganda, and apparently is the president of the Bloggers Association of Uganda. Issued an arrest warrant for him, and I say that anyone that sees this guy and texts and tips off the police or calls him, he'll reward them with 1 million Uganda shillings. So of course, like, Ismail Access is also not an easy man. He was called on radio and interviewed about the incident. He said, you know what, I have a lot of connections, I have a lot of social capital that cannot even allow Mulangira Suna to have me arrested. Well, Mulangira Suna kept quiet, and guess what? The next day after that interview, the police was actually police had camped around Ismail Access's home, and they were actually checking cars that were passing by the home to see if Isma is actually being whisked away or smuggled away from his home without the notice of the police. So one of the people that was actually questioned that had passed by the Ismail Access home was Kasuku. Kasuku is a journalist, is a Ugandan journalist, YouTuber, very seasoned journalist, and TV radio personality. His car, the police tried to check his car, and like the hard head he is, he refused for his car to be checked until today, when actually police cracked down on Ismail Access. And as I speak, he's actually going to be remanded to Chitalia today, and then tomorrow it will be produced. I think tomorrow it will be produced in court. So Ismail Access and Case and the rest of their colleagues are actually arrested, being accused of criminal libel. Now, something can be deemed libel if a person prints, writes, paints, or by any means otherwise than solely by gestures, spoken words, or sounds, unlawfully publishes any defamatory matter concerning another person with intent to defame that person, commits misdemeanor termed as libel. You understand? Now, something can be deemed defamatory if whatever has been published is likely to injure the reputation of any person by exposing that person to hatred, contempt, or ridicule, or likely to damage any person in his or her profession or trade by an injury to his or her reputation. So are we together? The Ugandan Constitution of 1995 still gives provision for when someone can say something and not be deemed defamatory to that person. You understand? So the Constitution gives quite a number of options. It says that the publication of defamatory matter is privileged if it is published in good faith, and if the relationship between the parties by and to whom the publication is made is such that the person publishing the matter is under some legal, moral, or social duty to publish it to the person to whom the publication is made, or has legitimate personal interest in publishing it. Now, I don't know whether Case, Ismail Access are under any legal, moral, or social duty to publish or say this information to the public. We shall see how these people will defend themselves in court, because as an entertainment journalist who Case is, I don't know whether this is privilege for him because it is a legal, moral, social duty for him to publish this information to the people, because really people want entertainment. I don't know. So another privilege that can be used, to take you off that case of defamation is if the matter published is in fact a fair report of anything said, done or shown in a civil or criminal inquiry or proceeding before any court, except that if the court prohibits the publication of anything said or shown before it on the ground that it is sedition, immoral, or blasphemous, the publication thereof shall not be privileged. Yes, if it is blasphemous, immoral, seditious, you have no privilege. You understand? Another privilege is that if the matter published is a copy of reproduction or in fact a fair abstract of any matter which has been previously published, and the previous publication which was or would have been privileged under section 183. Ismail Access and colleagues don't even fall there. If the matter is an expression of opinion in good faith as to the conduct of the person in a judicial, official, or other public capacity, or as his or her personal character so far as it appears in such conduct. If the matter is an expression of opinion in good faith as to the conduct of the person in relation to any public question or matter, I don't know. So basically, I think when I go through all these privileges, my brothers as Case and Ismail Access plus the other two gentlemen, they do not have any privilege here that can get them off the hook. So Omlanga Sun actually says that, he just needs these guys to say sorry and then he'll let them go. That's it. Because they try to seek for justice in several offices until the UCC, Uganda Communications Commission, came up and took up the case seriously. That's when these people were brought to book. I don't know what you think. But so far, this is something that has never happened to any media personality in Uganda, whereby an artist is actually dragging a media personality to prison. It's the first time an artist takes a media personality to prison because I've said something about them. Now, this has been ongoing in Uganda for a long time, to the extent that I personally, to some point, I feel like it was only right to send a message to these people, because these people totally like to bring down these artists. And they forget that, I remember an interview that Case had with Big I. This gentleman called Ace totally brought this guy down. It decimated his character, calling him broke, calling him opportunistic, calling him faded artist, and all this, and then forgetting the contribution that this guy had actually brought onto the industry years before he even stepped. Case became the Case we know today, So there's a lot of bad blood has been brewing on, and surprisingly, it's just the media personalities that are doing these things. They try shooting down these people to get views, to get smoke, to get traction on internet and everything, and all that kind of stuff like that, which is not right. I'm not saying that what Mulanga Suna did was right, but I'm only saying sometimes it's only right that a message is sent so that people can be shaped to do their work properly. You understand? That's all I have to say. I don't know what you guys have to say about this, but I think it's only right that we learn to know how to communicate. Because it's not that talking bad is the only way we can make people listen to us or something. The good news is also good news. Saying something good about someone is also good. People also want to hear that. That's it. I'm not going beyond this. And I hope you guys share your opinions on what you think about this. Keep it right here, man. Nenga jetulaga tugenda lugira.
Okutwala omukisa guno gwennyini, okwebaza kooti, okwebaza ababloga bange mwonna, bannamawulire, bakasuku, mwebale kujja kubeerawo nze